There we go. Why is it doing this again? I just moved my camera, and now it's just like, no you didn't. Hello guys. Starting this early because I had to redo all of this and all of our OBS settings, so hopefully you can hear me okay. Let me know. Okay, I'm gonna close that. All right. I can't hide OBS because this is nested, which is frustrating. But that's apparently what I've chosen by accident. Because apparently I hate myself for doing that. Hello, Andre. Welcome, everybody. I started a little early. We'll give it till about 10 minutes after. Today is just kind of me resetting all the information for our stream because I did lose my solid state drive and I have to redo everything. But we are going to be making a fun dress for our stylized avatar today, our Hana, using Marvelous Designer 11, the latest version that is available for everybody. And we may or may not have a tiny little black cat quacking in the background. It'll be up to her. Right, Loki? This will be the Megan's doing everything from scratch, and she just has the one reference photo, and she didn't practice anything. We will start doing other styles of stream, but we are currently working towards attending other events, and so this is what you guys are gonna get today. So, sorry. I will have other stream styles, but for now, we're gonna stick with the old stream style. Oh, that's why. Like, why is it dark when I close that? Like, okay, didn't turn my light on. Let's see. Pull this up. Because this is my, right here I have a, what is it? I have, like, Google Sheets up. Kind of with all the information lists, and so it's just pure white and it's lighting my face, and so when I turn it off, it's just dark. So, we'll get started, but... Okay, maybe if I don't make that light shake. Happy New Year, I guess. I can't remember when we really had a full stream last time. Let's see, make sure I have everything updated. Close that. Where's my reference pictures? Don't look at them. Don't look at them yet. Oh, you guys can't see my screen. I was like trying to hide it from the screen. I was like, you can't see it yet. Again, these are just reference photos. Obviously, you guys will see them in a minute. Let's see. I will not be making everything exactly as we see it. Just to respect the artists. Let's see. Check the Discord announcements just to make sure that people know that we're live. Okay. Hello, welcome. We're just kind of waiting for everyone to kind of get here and also get the notice. Because I did set it for right now. Yeah, that was a different kind of stream. I'd like to know, I read the comments, but I'd like to know what people thought about the speed run that the TechWare stream was, because we made that for the ArtStation events, and I do know that a lot of you prefer the style of stream where I've done a full long video that's, you know, originally taken like 8 hours to fully do, but it, you know, like no one's gonna want to sit and watch it for 8 hours, and I can't do that reasonably during a work day. So I do have to, you know, speed it up at times. We were considering changing some streams to doing that kind of a style where it's a really fast build, but the drawback to that is I would have to be, if it's I'm even streaming, I would have to be very quickly explaining what's happening, or people would be very confused if they're brand new to the software, come in and they're just like, what is happening? Why are you going at the speed of light? So I think we might try to do some more of that style, but with actually more commentating, just kind of like the wedding dress. But it does have that one drawback where I can't explain every little thing I'm doing, and you can't ask me to pause and explain something or a concept. That is the one drawback to that. I mean, I like it because then I can actually like spend more time and do more high detail things in one sitting, but it does have the drawback for all of the new users coming in just getting real confused. Let's see. He's gonna be so cute. But yeah, for those of you who are here, did you like for those of you who are here who are potentially on Twitch who don't know this, the TechWare stream was a video that we had posted online on YouTube exclusively. And so we just posted a full like workflow. It was for another event, but we just posted it here as well. That did include information, but you know, again, even if it's for new people, it's still going to be, even if it's for new users, going at 2x to 4x speed, people do get confused with what we're doing and don't know that I'm using hotkeys, and I can't call out every single hotkey that's happening. Okay, so Showtime says that you'd like some advanced streams. That's great. I'd like to do more advanced streams. With the 2-hour limit, it does keep me pretty in the level of just trying to make silhouettes very quickly, whereas I can spend more time on the details. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't really care so much for the details during a stream, which is interesting. Most people end up dropping off as soon as the overall concept is done, and then the like when I'm starting making buckles and things like that and adding the smaller details that really make the piece, people get less interested in the end of that. And I need to remember there's a 30-second lag between what I say and what you see. Didn't want to do that. Close the window. Stop. And I'm just like waiting for that 10 minutes because I have the 10-minute notification up. But we will get started soon, and then I'll do the copy paste of links. I'll just do it now. Everyone already kind of knows it. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Megan. I work for Marvelous Designer as a 3D designer and community manager. Oh, turn up the volume. Yeah, let's see. I don't want it to go too high because I know I can get loud. Is that better? Well, you'll let me know if it's not. I've just posted in the chat a link to our Discord. There is where I'm a moderator. A couple of us are still moderators, but obviously we are not online all the time. So we expect you to be very professional in that Discord. Please follow our rules. But there you can post your work, get help from other people pretty quickly, and you can also kind of share your work as well, and we can take a look at it if you want feedback. That's also where we have contests. We did have one of our kind of little winter contests that we just ended. Most of it was hosted on the Discord, just because that's where most of you are active. And then for those of you in the future and right now, so I don't get people asking this question of me, what software am I going to be using? I'm going to be using software that is the title of this YouTube channel and Twitch channel. The software is called Marvelous Designer, and you can go to our website to get our software. For not future people, you can get our software at marvelousdesigner.com. That is where you can log in. We do have a forum on there if you don't have a Discord or you prefer forum formats. You can post your questions similarly on the forum, but with forums they are tending to be a little bit slower than a Discord channel. And that's also where you can get a 30-day free trial of our software, as well as make your subscription purchases there. For those of you on Twitch, we do let our streams expire after the 14-day period, whenever Twitch decides to let them expire. But here on YouTube, we do let them stay in perpetuity under our stream playlists for your future reference. Speaking of playlists, for those of you who are brand new to Marvelous Designer, I'm linking our beginner tutorials playlist. It does use the old interface, the Marvelous Designer 10 interface and below. The concepts are still completely applicable, just the locations are in different spots. But that'll get you started working in Marvelous Designer for those of you who are brand new to Marvelous Designer, and especially for those of you who don't know the concepts of like how pattern making works, because Marvelous Designer is a very different software than others, because it uses physics and it uses real life concepts of pattern making. Well, it can go higher still. That's the highest I can go in the settings. So I would recommend turning up your volume. That is the highest I can go in my settings. Sorry. I should make sure it is mono at least. Ah. Oh, it is. Okay. And last but not least, here is a link to our website again, but specifically the location to submit kind of support tickets, getting help with your account and the software if you're encountering technical difficulties. We do ask you to go through this route. You can email us, but it's a little bit faster if you go through support/contact, because you will be asked to log in and then you can submit your support ticket, and we don't have to ask you a myriad of questions ahead of time before we can actually assist you and get information on the account. So that is why I do recommend if you're experiencing any support issues. Yeah, okay, making sure. Any kind of problems with your account or the actual software. Also, if you're encountering bugs or you think something's a bug, send it to us there. And that is all of the links. I will share them again at the end of the stream. This one's probably going to be kind of a slow stream because I didn't really announce it ahead of time like we normally do. So for those of you who are here, welcome to the surprise stream. Alright, so it is 10 minutes after the top of the hour. So let's go ahead and swap over. So today we're going to be using Hana. So this is our stylized avatar. So I'm going to my library, my avatar folders, and with this latest update, we have removed the version 1 avatars. So these avatars here, the V2s, I'm not 100% certain about the V1 for the kid. These do have fit suits. So if you are trying to use auto-fitting, these avatars already have them applied, so you don't have to worry. But if you're using an old garment that's not been made on these avatars, you will need to make sure to simulate them on the avatars before you try to utilize the fit suit options, because if they are older files, if they've never been made on these avatars, they're not going to have fit suit data. So I'm going to stylize Hana. And here's Hana. She's much more different than the other avatars. I'll show you the difference. Add, and then I'll delete. So this is our little stylized avatar. We're going to give her some cute little outfits today. She is much shorter than our normal female avatars. So also just that's something to note. I haven't used Hana a lot, and I don't know if a lot of our users have, so just letting you know. And with her, I can also change her hair. So cute. Oh, wow. I'm so excited to block you. How do I delete this? All right. Sorry about the spam there. Thank you for the unchecked videos. They help me so much. Yay, I'm glad that you're enjoying the videos. I hope they make sense. We are working on improving the quality of our tutorial videos as we go along. So here's Hana. I might do the... Oh, this is cute. Oh, she's kind of like my hair, except for my hair is blonde. Okay, we'll do this one. I like that hair. I'm actually just doing this hair so it's out of the way in case I want to add any collars. I can also hide the hair, but we're going to go with this for now. So here's Hana. She is in her A pose here. And then at the end, we might move her, yeah, her arms down to her sides. We'll see how we feel. Band hammer activated. Yeah, I am very heavy on my band hammer, so watch it. So I will share kind of the references I'm looking at. Obviously, I will not be copying this artist because I found it online. So I was thinking of cute little fantasy outfit because I want to give her a cute little anime outfit. And this would be cute, something asymmetrical, and then also maybe having the little swoopies. But we'll see. Well, we're going to play around today. This is my I get to do whatever I want day. And you guys are here for the ride. Please make a leather jacket. I've pretty much made a leather jacket in the beginning tutorial series that you can follow. Because I don't think a leather jacket is going to work very well for this little fantasy costume. I'm also looking at these because they're so stinking cute. I love the little bloomers. But yeah, so we're just going to give her a cute little, like, magical girl outfit today. Why? Because I say I want to do it. And, you guys are along for the ride, so. Let's see. Looking at the outfits. We're going with a cute little dress. And let's see. I'll just make the skirt first, and then we'll see how I feel about it. So with Hana, I'm making a circle skirt, and I do want to check and see the actual measurement for her waist, where it's going to be hitting. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I guess I'll use the measurement tools. So I can pop out the tool menus here. I'm going to do the basic circumference menu. Basic circumference for the avatar, just for the waist, so I get a number. Because my measurements are in millimeters. So here, 459.2. Great. Close that. Get away from this menu. Make it go away. So it's 459.2 circumference, rectangle. And I don't need it to be 500. We'll make it 50. It's probably a little wide, but we'll see. Give that a second. Okay. Her shoes. Okay, we'll change her shoes later. I'm going to go up to the display bar. And turn on the arrangement points. Oh, I brought the wrong avatar in. Hold on. Since I haven't done much, I'm just going to go back to the library. the arrangement points are in the wrong spot because my avatar was in the wrong, because I brought in a second avatar. So I'm going to just reselect her and as an open, and it'll reset it all. Give the hair back. Okay. And select the waistband to go around that center point. You can see she has a severe sway back, so this is going to fit a lot differently than it does on the normal avatars that come with Marvelous Designer. Let's see. And we'll try to make it as close as I can to her waist, because I don't want to deal with anything. Using the N hotkey, I'm just sewing it together for this waistband and simulating to get it in place. And it's definitely wider than I want, so I'm just going to go ahead and make it smaller. So this is the exact width around her. It is stretching because she has the, they both have collision thickness around them. So she has her skin offset and this has collision thickness. You can also see that it's a bit square. This is because it is at 20 particle distance. So now that it's in place and I can freeze it, so Control K, and I have this measurement. I'm making a full circle skirt. I'm going to do it the easy way. 459.2. Gonna cheat. Circumference 459.2. And then I'm going to use measurements again. This is also how you can do this without knowing how patterning really works. So I'm just going to do a linear measurement from the waistband to the floor, or at least to like her leg. 776.1. Okay. Actually, I need to find the diameter. Well, that's fine. No, I need to find the diameter. 1 second. I'm going to write down 776.1. The problem is that I'm doing a circle from the wrong point. You got to do a little bit of math. I got to redo this because I have to add the radius of the circle. 459.2. Ellipse circumference. But it also gives me this. So my diameter is 146.2. All right, now my calculator. 922.3. That's going to get me that finished circle. Circumference. Wait. Sorry, the finished diameter. These are always fun to do. Okay. Because now I can go to the internal lines, go to my internal ellipse. Then I can do the measurement of her waist again, 459.2. Circumference. Right-clicking and choosing to convert to whole. Getting away from those measurement tools. So there's a couple of ways you can actually get this on your avatar. You can slice it in half, which is always useful. But I'll show you another way to do it if you don't, if you just want to brute force it. Really. It's my favorite thing to do. Just got to remember where the back is. So make sure to sew from where your center back is going to be to where your center back is. And then always in the 3D window, check your circumference here and check your sewing. Making sure that nothing's crossing here. So on our normal avatars, this gets, the A pose can be a little bit lower on the arms. But in this case, it's a little bit easier, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. My math's not right, but you know what? That's okay. Turns out my math didn't work. I tried. So long as it's a ballpark. No, I'm just using the CPU simulation right now. If you wanted to make this very large, which I did do for the wedding dress video, you can use the fast GPU while you're settling in your large materials. So I'll show you this here. But GPU simulation is not meant to be worked in consistently. GPU simulation needs to be while you're getting your fabric set in place. As you can see, this is what happens when you're working in GPU simulation. We are working on it to get it as close as we can, but the algorithm is completely different from our CPU simulation, which is far more accurate. So just keep that in mind while you're working. So watch, I'm going to go from GPU to CPU, and then it sorts itself out. Get that figured out. I used Control H just then, and then I'm gonna check the line length here. Yeah, it's not right. We're not gonna do that. This way. Dimensions. Well, we're just gonna ballpark it. 700. 600. It also doesn't have to be perfect because it's a circle skirt. There we go. He's gonna fight crime in sneakers. I mean, that makes more sense anyway. So this is still going to be 20 particle distance for a while now that we're working. I will be doing Control H to give this volume. This is the basic fabric, so it's got a bunch of different settings. For skirts, how would you use a different fabric to make them flare out? Just like this. You would actually, I lost it because of my solid state drive died. You would do a petticoat underneath. This one does not have a petticoat, so I'm not going to be doing that. But I mean, it does have a little lace one. Flare out like a bell. Yeah, you would be using, in real life, you're using a petticoat to do that, which I did do in the Halloween stream for Hana, where I made her a cute little witch, little fantasy witch. So this one, I will be making this dress, and then I'll be making an underskirt. For the underskirt, you would be adding ruffles that sew into each other that are adding volume as they're getting bigger. But if you do that, just remember you're going to be adding a lot of collision into that scene. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to make this asymmetrical. I could do this with just the 2D window, but we can also use the 3D window and the pen tools. So let's go find those. I'm going to pop that out. So this is the line tool. You can use it on the avatar to draw your patterns. You can also use this on the cloth to draw your patterns. So there's the 3D pattern option and the avatar option, and flatten. Flatten goes with the avatar one. So line, so this is me drawing it. I'm just going to be drawing from her side. Actually, what will help me is I'm going to use internal lines. I don't want a square, I want to use a polygon. I'm just going to figure out where her side seams are. Quote unquote, side seams. Okay. There's the side and there's the front. So using the line 3D pattern tool, I can draw directly on my fabric here and decide how I want this to drape. You can hit the backspace tool to undo everything, undo things one at a time, or just delete it all, whichever works for your workflow. So here I'm actually, it's pushed forward for some reason, so I'm just gonna get us there and then do that. I would use these curve points, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling like it's gonna work today, just because of all the ruffles I'm trying to draw through. Now this one's gonna be, this is asymmetrical. It's going to go towards the back of her pattern, of her skirt. double clicking to finish. So there's kind of the shape here. It's definitely going to need cleanup, but this is going to help. Just get that rough outline down. So we can see it here. It's pretty ugly, but that's okay. We'll fix it. So I'm selecting those lines and I'm choosing right click with the edit 3D pattern tool. Trace as internal shape or convert as internal shape. Convert to internal shape just makes it so I don't have to deal with that line anymore, and I can edit this specifically. Oh, I didn't do it to the other side. Select them all. Convert. Okay, where's this one? What is this one? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? You. Okay, you can see here which one I didn't do. So the black line is the one that wasn't converted. So edit, convert. There we go. Because now it's not a trace. You can use trace if you want to make sure to hold on to that line so you don't lose it later, but I find it to get a little bit too much in my way. And I forget what I've done, and then I just make it harder for myself. So I personally like to use the convert so that I can then manipulate all of this. As you can see, it's clearly ugly because of how I specifically did it. Obviously, you can do it way better, but we're doing it, you know, easy and dirty for someone who's maybe never used the software before. Hitting V is the edit curve point tool, so I can kind of see what's going on here. I definitely know this is going to cause a problem if I try to cut this. So these are curve points. You're going to want to stay working in curve points as long as you can. And I do recommend avoiding Bezier curves. You can use them, but it does affect how your points interact with each other while you're making patterns. And curve points keep it much cleaner. Convert everything to a curve point, please. And then I'll delete that. Convert to curve. Select all of these. Yes. Black Swan, I've reminded you before. Even if you do appreciate, I do request that you guys keep the comments to the topic. And to the content, not to someone's appearance. You. Oh, there's so many points right here. As you can see, I have to do some cleanup. Merge to point. I'm merging these together and I'm putting it on the side seam. So it's super wobbly and ugly. So I'm going to keep cleaning this up a little bit. Obviously, there are better ways to do this, but you guys get to see what happens if you're, you know, just kind of throwing things against the wall and seeing if it sticks. I'm going to do that. Okay. Kind of ugly, but we're going to see how this cuts. We're going to see how we like it. So I'm selecting that internal line, choosing right click, cut, and I'm going to delete that. Maybe first make trace around in this 3D reference and then cutting into 2D view. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Honestly though, I personally prefer cutting in the 2D window and drafting in the 2D window. But a lot of people don't know how pattern making works, and my 18 years of experience might be a little, you know, unfair. So I'm kind of doing this so you guys can see. And so that you get a bit of a better explanation by watching me do it in a way that might not be the most effective. But in that way, you are kind of learning the same concepts that I would be doing by hand, but you actually get to see it happening and the thought process behind it. For example, you know, there's the kind of shape of the skirt. We're getting there, it's not perfect. But now I can kind of, you know, make adjustments. No, too short. Go longer. I might give her bloomers. I do want this to be more pointy, so let's clean this up. You can see I have a lot of points here. You're always going to need one point or one segment point. Add that to the bottom. I mean, this isn't bad. There we go, look how cute it is. So there it is without strengthening, and here it is with strengthening. There we get our little, you know, our silhouette. It's almost there. Kind of want to make it longer this way. Just for funsies. There we go. But that way you guys get to see how a circle skirt looks while I'm just troubleshooting it. So you can potentially do the same thing. I mean, that's how I enjoy learning, and a lot of people tend to like it learning. When you pull the mesh down just in the simulation, is there an easy way to fix clipping? When I pull it down, you mean like the clipping into an avatar? Like that? I'm gonna pull it out and then wait for you. Putting an elastic value to pull that right back up. Because also remember, this is still 20 particle distance. It's, oh. There we go. It's a little ugly. Yeah, so if you're having collision issues with your avatar, number one, check the scale of your avatar. If this is an imported custom avatar, watch the videos that we've made that are the troubleshooting your avatar videos. Because your avatar might be too small for human scale, because the cloth is simulated in human scale. So if the weave is too, if the mesh is too large, it'll collide more easily with your avatar than your avatar, because the mesh is what is. Because the mesh is not going to change in size. 20 particle distance is going to be the 20 particle distance. There's a point there. Because we are working in human scale, whereas other softwares you are working in relative scale, which is explained in that video. I don't know. I need to clean this up. You, come here. Smooth curve. What are you? Well, now that I know where this is, come here. This has a point here that I don't want, so I'm going to be using the smooth curve tool, grabbing that point and then smoothing that out. Same with this back piece. Keeping that little fishtail look, it's cute. OBJ or FBX? It really depends on your preference. With the update, FBX avatars that are custom imported avatars do have the skeletons now. So whatever is a high scale avatar, that high, smooth avatar that you've imported into the scene, that is at human scale. That is my answer. Because she's pretty short, but she's still, a relative human scale. She's not super tiny, which I see a lot of users encounter, or super giant, which some people do. Because the scale is the important part, because that is how your fabric will simulate. So you're either making a doll, like cloth for dolls without realizing it, or you're trying to, make, clothes for a giant, and then you just get frustrated. So keeping them at about the correct height, that's the most important part. So it's not perfect, but it's there. It's cute. We can do the designing later. I can now also change this. So if I want it to be higher, if I want that look, I can go with that look. Yeah, again, Black Swan, it depends on the density of the mesh of your avatar. It really does. Because you can use Smooth Avatar, but if you use Smooth Avatar in the scene, you are using Marvelous Designer to calculate Smooth Avatar repeatedly, which will slow down your simulation. So bring in something that's very clean, and you shouldn't have a problem. Because she's pretty smooth too. Yes, we're working on this problem. Mesh. Because, mesh is pretty, is nice. It is tri, because Marvelous Designer loves tri mesh, because that is the best for simulating fabric. Hi there, welcome. We'll give her skin back. So I just explained a circle skirt in 30 minutes. I'm going to be lazy and I'm going to do... Where's the center front? Okay, your center front is here. I am going to do that. Uniform split 2. Uniform split 2, so it's in the center. I do want to give her the cute look. So this is also going to be uniform split 2 and 4. Have this go up and around. And then for the center back, we'll deal with that in a minute. This will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. More forward than knots. So there's a different way to do specifically this. So I can get this look, but this would be slicing it down this way and then making it an even wider skirt. But I also don't have to do that. I can do it this way if I want. Gives me a little bit more control. And I've already made a circle skirt. So there's different ways to get the same kind of thing. Actually, I want to keep those points because I'm going to do this. Make it square in the back. And then I'll curve those edges. Smooth curve. Because this is always cute. This is also why I do recommend... See, what I'm doing right now is I keep going back because I don't like where this is pointing and where this is fitting on her, so I am just going back before I start doing the actual design parts. Edit pattern, I'm just bringing these points a little closer to the center front. Like that. Because curving them will make them go further back. So edit, where is it? Smooth curve tool. And I'm going to do that, 31.6. Just remembering that, and then right click 31.6, 31.6, just to keep it consistent. I could have done this symmetrically linked, but I didn't. So here we are. Yeah, that's also why tri-mesh, when you import something that's quad, Marvelous Designer is going to want to make it tri first. For simulation, it natively, Marvelous Designer wants everything in tri. So you can change that in your settings and preferences, but for all cloth, keep it in tri until you're ready to export. To export and export out of MD. Yeah, unfortunately, every other software wants quad, so that's why we have the retopology tools. So you can retopologize in Marvelous Designer and export that as quad. It's just up to you and what you want to do. Sorry, it's up to you and your preferences. There we go. Look how cute that is. So stinking cute. Okay, I really, really need this to look pretty. And then I'm just going to make these curve points. There we go. It also kind of looks ugly because it's, again, still 20 particle distance. But you can see how different it looks in the 2D window versus in the 3D window. See, if I made this 10, it'll look a little bit better. In real life, this would be very odd. But whatever. Let's see. I'm just using strengthening to get this on her. Like this, pretending that there's a boning or something keeping it in shape. I'm trying to get this nice silhouette down, but it's showing that I think I need to actually push this even closer. Ah, that's fine. I'll take it. It's cute enough. Spends 30 minutes on a skirt. That's fine. So another way to do this is to slice these and then have them merge with this pattern piece, but it's going to warp your patterns, so keep that in mind. That's why I'm keeping it as a circle skirt. I'm keeping it easy. Now that we have the cute little thing, I am going to give her an underskirt. I could have done it first. I don't also have to. I'm going to choose Layer Clone Under, making sure to remember my order here. Remove my linked editing, and then just remove this exterior stitch. So I know that this lower piece is going to sew to this piece here. So I'm going to unfreeze this. Give that a second. Oh no, we have a simulation error. What's going on? It's colliding. I don't want this to be up on the upper layer. I want this to go underneath. So I'm going to go to Layer, -1, and push that right back down. Boop. I definitely don't need this right here, so I am going to clean this up by doing this. Come here. And delete that other piece. Let that finish sorting itself out. And then I'm going to move the hole to the center because I'm going to be making another circle skirt. I'm going to freeze this waistband. Depends on what you're going with, if you want to work with more. Yeah, if you're just staying in rendering and you let's just say you're going into Clo next, yeah, you don't need to worry. so much. This one I'm going to give it that pleated skirt look. I'm just pulling it down. Control J, Shift Q is hiding it for me, so I don't have to worry so much. I'll move this back to the center. So we'll go with this. This will be kind of cute. I'm going to give this a 0 value for the layer to get that away. It's now settled itself. And I will give this 15 particle distance just so we can see it. To make that pleated skirt look, and to give it kind of like an accordion pleat, which I'm going to do, I need to cut this back piece and have some segment lines. So I'm going to be using the polygon tool, going to that center back, right click, and I'm just going to choose cut. Cut and sew. There we go. Super tiny, selecting both of those. Right click and offset as internal line along a curve. Don't know why it says long curved. So now I have my number of offsets. I can just make it as many as I want. Probably gonna do 50. 60. Yes, I like it. I can probably do more too, actually. Let's make my life hard. Let's make this 100. I just want it for the pleat look. So going over to my pleating tool, go to Pleats Fold, making sure to select them all. And I'm choosing accordion pleats. Number of pleats 3, so I have one under, over, under. And I can simulate. And you can see that it's giving me a little bit better of a look here. Let's see, something looks like it's going on with the waistband. It might be because of the overskirt, so we'll deal with that in a minute. While these segment lines are not touching, these internal lines are not touching the edge or the circumference line here, it lets me select those 4 points instead of having to select all of those internal lines. But if you are going to be doing pleat sewing, you do want to have those segment points on the exterior of your pattern piece. If you don't include that, the pleat sewing tool won't work. So here I did want to try adding a lettuce edge, so that makes it flare out a little bit more. So I can kind of do that with elastic by doing negative ratio. But we'll see, I might break it today. See, it's kind of pulling it in just a little bit here. So let's double check that elastic value. So I can be more specific about it. I can do, so there's 100% and then I can go up. I'm going to do length, strength not very high. So this ratio is pushing it out, and so it's pushing out the edges. In real life, this would be called a lettuce edge because you're pulling the edges, so it will ruffle. Right now we do have all of these pleats in place, and it's 15 particle distance. If I made it lower particle distance, you'll get a little bit of it. But it lets me kind of push it out and get a little bit more of that lettuce edge. It's not perfect, but it's something fun to play around with. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, and just for the sake of funsies, I'm going to add, we'll leave it as it is. We'll add the fabric, but I'm going to do Shift Q, Shift Q. We'll turn this one back on because that's causing us some collision issues, as you can see up here. Control J to reactivate. I'm going to make this layer 1 so that we don't have any issues, and pushes it above the pleated skirt because the pleated skirt was having a bit of a problem. And this will hopefully fix it. So let's just let them all simulate for a second and give them a minute to settle down, because the skirt is sewn to the underskirt sewn to this upper skirt. I'll make this -1. Seeing this little bit of collision. We're seeing those lines, and that should be fine. We'll just give it a minute. I can, if I really want, increase my collision thickness, so let's do 5. And that'll help with this, because nothing is going to be colliding with this skirt here, so I can increase my collision thickness and get away with it pretty easy. So that's going to help with the skirt here. So again, we kind of have this. So that's how you can get it to flare out. I can also use the seam tape tool, which applies a small layer of the bonding value to the edges, which will also help flare it out, depending. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on your material that you're working with. I think this does look fine, and it's hiding what I want to hide. So we can go ahead and move forward to the next pieces. I might change the waist. I don't know. We'll find. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about it. Maybe I just need to pull it down. Because I'm not really liking how it's fitting her. Oh yeah, I'll make sure this is the layer 1 too, so it doesn't collide. Okay. Now it's not centered. Alright, that's a little better. Right, I'll just leave it like that. So I'm going to kind of save this as one garment here, so I'm going to go ahead, File, Save as Garment. I can save it as a project, but we'll make a new folder. Hana outfits. Because I'm going to be making some more for Hana. I do need to add textures, so I should probably keep moving forward. Let's see. So there's the skirt. I've saved it as a garment file. You all saw that. So, trying to decide if I want to do a separate garment to then import afterwards. I do like doing separate garments as I'm working and just remember that I'm going to be putting them together afterwards, because it does make my work a little bit faster and I don't have to worry about any simulation or collision issues. So I'm just going to delete the skirt because I don't need the skirt now. I'm just going to be working on the top. So I'm using this as a reference. I saved it as a garment, so I don't have to worry. Coming back to Hana. Let's see. Since we're here, I kind of want to see how... I like both of these ideas. I kind of almost want to see what it looks like with a button-up. So I'm going to do that. And then that way you guys also get to see the fit suit. So not from my library, but from the modular configurator, I can go to women's, shirts, basic. I'm going to be taking away from a lot of this, but this is just another good example and resource. Do this one. It's meant for the taller avatar. It's fine. Regular placket. Plain back. Basic sleeve. And actually, I'm just not going to give her cuffs. And right click and then remove modular relationship. Yes. Now I can't remember if this has a auto fit value, but we're going to find out in 1 second. I shouldn't have done retarget draping, but it does. So I chose retarget draping instead of auto fitting, which is in the 2D window. What it's going to do here is it's just going to put it on her without fixing the size. I want it to fit her a little bit better. There's no graphics on here, and I'm going to maintain my pattern curvature. She has a severe sway back, so we're going to see a big change in the pattern. She has a severe sway back, and her bust is much larger than the basic avatar, so it's going to warp to accommodate that. It's never going to be perfect, but it might be a useful resource, so that's why I'm doing it here. Because it might be cute to have a little button-up shirt, but like make the collar the giant part. So we'll see. So it did warp. That's not bad. Let's see how it simulates. Kind of cute. Kind of cute. Let's see. File. We're gonna bring in that skirt just to see. Import. Or sorry. File. Add. Garments. Fantasy skirt. Make sure it's add, not open. Move out of the way. And they're all layer values. I think none of them. This one should not be a negative right now. I'm gonna make that layer 1. And in fact make these layer 2. Make it a little bit easier. I think I'm going to select all of this. Freeze it and simulate. This might be a little tight on her waist because I didn't accommodate for a button up or a lot of ease in there, so we'll see. Let's see how it's tucking it in. That's kind of cute because I can pull the whole collar down here. I don't hate that. Oh, is this? I should probably bring this. No, that's still 10. Wait, is that 10? Okay, it is. Wait, where's that button? The buttons might be causing some problems, so I'm going to go ahead and double check. I'm going to delete these two. Because they are also sewn together on these shirts. So I can just do that. Let that pop up. And you saw how it was having that collision issue. That was because the skin offset and the collision thickness was not able to accommodate that fabric value. So we just give that a second, kind of tuck it in. We'll see if we like this. I think it's kind of cute. You know, I surprisingly don't hate it. Just pulling it down. Let that skirt settle. Okay, 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 okay. Ow. Just tisks at the software. Like, well, it's not as pretty as I wanted it to be. But that does help. So, goodbye. Goodbye thing. So to make this actually a little bit easier, I am going to see where this is hitting. So I don't normally do the cleanup now, but this will make it, I'll make a little more sense in a minute. So in Marvelous Designer, you would end up having this mesh underneath. You have kind of two options here. You can specifically sew the shirt to the waistband that we've got here, this upper portion, or you can sew it to this lower portion. I'm going to sew it to the lower part just because, referencing this line here, referencing my little ghost, just because I'm going to get the wrinkles on top, and that's really what I want to keep. You can see here, it's not perfect. And then I'm using my ghost. So this little blue dot's called the ghost. So I'm just throwing it in the back here, and I'm going to keep, you know, referencing it here. Boop. Make sure they at least line up if I can. let's see what the line length is for this one. Extend and trim and add point to the pattern outline. That way I can get this measurement from that point. So 172.4, so I'm going to make sure that this is now going to be 172.4. Let's see, right click, extend, trim, and add points. 158.8. So it's much higher than what we anticipated. So we can either make it hit and match, or we can keep going forward. Because this is also probably going to curve, so we might do it that way. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the very casual stream this time, 158.8. We'll make it meet as a curve. So split. Other way. Yeah. I'm going to make this meet. Actually, I'm going to delete that point. Make this one go up here. Delete this. Delete this. Make this a curve. And then we're going to see how this looks. Cut. Because I don't need this bottom piece. I don't need it. Whee! So beautiful. And for now, I will just sew this all to the waistband from the back. Actually, I'm going to do it from... I guess I'm going to have to do it from center front. Ooh, this is overlapped. Hold on one second. Where are you? Which one are you? Are you the upper piece? Okay. I'm going to be using the free sewing tool here. I'll make it easier. I'm going to use the M to N free sewing. Enter. And then starting from center front again. And then meeting back in the center front. Ooh, I forgot. One more time. Going around. I'm gonna ignore that one. Enter, and then I'm gonna do the sewing relationship next. Looks like the symmetry got removed from the back. Yeah, that's fine. In this case, I'm not really going to be touching much of the back anymore. If I wanted to, though, if that happens, you can fix it. By right-click, cut and sew to split. Apply linked editing, symmetrical pattern with sewing. And then you can get it back like that. Also, I don't know if it actually had it. I don't remember. And then once you've done that, you can right-click merge. And then you have it back. Without having to undo all of the work that you've put in. I don't like that I'm blocking it. There. Whatever. There. So we're just doing this for now. And then I am going to affect the angle as turned. So this is flat. And I'm going to freeze that. Because this is just a placeholder for the skirt that's going over it later. I don't like how her arms are. So I'm going to open up my library again. I tend to like to close it to keep it out of the way. So I'm going to put her in that pose with her arms at her sides. Pose only, because that'll make it easier for me to style with her arms down. Because I'm going to basically cut all of this and then make that a collar. So to do that, we can use the drawing tool again. Where did we nest that? Here it is. Gonna use that line tool again. And I'm probably just gonna make this like a big collar, and then I might make it swooshy, but I want it to be lower. So we're gonna do that. Line 3D pattern tool. I could do this in the 2D window and just do it myself, but I can also check to fit here because I am going across. Oh, I have to fix the sewing relationship too. Let me do that, and then where did you get? Where did you go? Here you are. Side seam to side seam. There we go. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. So now that's back in place. Her arms are super back. You can see here how severe the sway back is for her, which is fine. It's just something to acknowledge with how when you're drafting. And that's something that you have to work around. Because things will fit different than you expect if she's standing like this. Going back to my line 3D avatar, you can see here that because the sewing was wrong, it ended up warping the fit that I was anticipating. Come on. And I'm going to then do the same thing, edit line pattern tool. Convert to internal shape. Tips for optimizing performance. I definitely turn off all of my like steam and things like that. When I'm working, 100%. Anything that's consuming your CPU, you're gonna want to turn that off. But also, you're gonna want to check your CPU and how many cores you're running parallelly. You can check things in your settings and also allocate specific number of cores. A billion cores isn't going to help, obviously. You can try as many as you can. Sometimes it's not going to work. Sometimes it's just the age of your computer. Oops, I just touched everything. Give that a second. Because I'm running a pretty old. We have the settings in the description of the tutorial videos. Cuts. But I'm running a pretty old graphics card. It's as old as my solid state drive that died. So I'm running a 6-year-old graphics card. But it just depends on how you've allocated your computer. I built this one. This is a personal one. I built this specifically for CAD. So it's really up to you and how you've made it. Because this is optimized for stuff like this. Before I had this. Alright, so we've got this. This is kind of cute. We're going to see if we like it or not. Oh yeah, VR chat, yeah. That's really cute. I also like, I know some people are working on outfits for their, what is it? Their VTubers, and they look really cool. I haven't seen a lot using Marvelous, but, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing more. That requires a lot of Blender. What are her arms doing? Okay, we'll close this again. I'm gonna add elastic to the tops of all of this. This is funny. What am I? Working for you're working on your VTuber clothes? That's cool. Yeah, I've seen people use just kind of like edit the UV textures. I am syncing. Sorry, guys. People are editing the UV textures, which is really cool to see, which I've done, but you have to export into Blender for like actually using Marvelous Designer, which I would like to see more of. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, that's the thing, especially for Vroid Studio and things like that. I barely know it, but I think it's kind of neat to see. Right now I'm trying to decide if I want to actually just have this go all the way up to the back and just have this front be like this. Oh. We're going to simulate and see what happens, because it's going to fall. Yeah. So I'm going to make that smaller. I do like watching it just pop pop out from the sleeve. It's kind of fun. Let's see. I haven't decided this far. All right, well, either way, I'm going to clean this up a little bit, and then we'll decide on how I want to do that color. Just because I use this as a piece here. Merge. I do want to cut this. Cut. Delete those. Oh, it's not split cut. So I'm just merging these sleeves again, because they're not going to be at all similar to what they were before. So cute. Yeah, this back, I kind of want to do that. Yeah, I might do that. Just give me a minute here. I'm going to clean all this up first. There we go. Symmetric pattern with sewing. And then I need to fix the arrangement here. So I'm going to rotate this to an x-axis, and I'm going to make that the x-axis. Yeah, I don't know much about how people make their VTuber stuff, but I think it's kind of cool to see. I'm really excited to see more. I just personally don't have a lot of time, but I like to see more. Okay, so I am going to do that. Okay. I'm going to meet it up there instead of bring the pattern back. And I'm going to add point to start. And then I'm going to delete this. And make it a little higher. I'm going to add a point here. And then square that off. Free sew. Where's that color hanging out? Oh wait, that doesn't make sense. Fine. I'm gonna do it the lazy way then. It's like I can't go up to the color, I'm removing the color. I'm gonna give it elastic value. For now. And decide on it later. I didn't have a plan for the back, so this is what we're gonna get for now. Ooh. Okay. Me pulling this in, though, is going to affect the sleeves, but we'll see. Because this also can just be... allowed to do this. Let's see. I can make this whole thing the collar, too, so whatever. We'll just do that. We're going to stick with making this a collar, and then we'll go on to the sleeves. So, a collar. So I'm going to be doing just a facing really here. So we're going to cheat it again because no one really knows. Offset is an internal line. 50? No. 20. Okay. Offset's 20. Okay. And then the sleeves. Again, this is also why you want to keep these as clean as you can. Convert to curve point. And optimize curve points. And then I'm just going to do the same thing. Offset. Oops. And extend. Cut and sew. Cut and sew. Extend. Cut and sew. Now there's a reason why I'm doing this. It's so I can merge all these pieces together. Merge. Merge. It'll either match. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Because I can just make this into a piece. Where are you? Here you are. So instead of elastic, you can do this as well by just having a facing or having a border like this. Sewing, looks like I cut it by accident. I'd like for these to all be merged together though, please, and thank you. So think of this like it's your band here. This is also how you can do a very low collar, is just get your drape down. Normally you merge them together, but I don't know if I want to be dealing with that at this exact second. I'm just using the segment sewing tool and then using the edit tool to merge. Merge. There it goes. With the modular mode, sometimes they don't properly merge, like you're seeing me kind of struggle with here, and that's fine. You just have to reapply that sewing relationship. So that's fine, because this way I can get the shape of my silhouette. So I could draw this on here if I wanted to. I could also just draft it because this is going to be stuck on. So for me to do that, I'm going to merge these together, or at least align them together. So I'm selecting the pattern piece that I'm not going to have move, that has a sewing relationship. I'm going to clear it just to make sure it's correct. Select those two together. Select the pattern. Select the sewing that's on the pattern I don't want to move. Right click and then choose merge. That's going to get me this. So now I can pretty much do what I want here. So I like to do this. It's a little bit easier. I can also kind of fudge it a little bit. So what I like to do, because I'm going to do something like this. So it's going to point past, like on the shoulder here. All of these will. So I want something past the shoulder. So I'm going to make sure to kind of keep an eye on this line here. Starting out the easy way is I'm just trying to click as close as I can to all of these sewing lines. Making sure I'm choosing the exact same, so I'm doing the curve points where the curve points are, and the segment points where the segment points are, so that I can just use this as an exact reference. This is definitely going to go too far, but that's totally fine. Because then I get this. So then lets me actually Control K all of that to freeze, unfreeze just this, and sew this into this so I can see how it drapes. Right click, superimpose over, make sure I have no layer values, and I can see how this looks. So here I can kind of create that thing. I did just realize that I didn't do what I wanted. I forgot to account for that as the fold over, so I'm going to do it this way. I can still do it that way, but I want to do it with the full pattern, so I'm going to do it like, oh, whoops. Delete. Control Y. Fine. Delete this one. Free sew them together. Merge them. And then they're the same piece. Merge. Okay, now I have a collar, and then I sew this on top. I should have used layer clone. Whatever. Close enough. You can see it's kind of trying to roll up, so that would be my sewing angle. I'm going to make that turned. There we go. And here's where I can easily make those changes now, because now I know this is overlapping. So I can start making those design choices. Like, let's just say I wanted this to be very much like a collar. Or more like a sash. You can play around with it this way. In the end, I'm going to need to account for a little bit of ease for it to wrap around. Ooh, I get to block somebody. They are so lucky that I just closed Twitch. But not for long. Hello. Goodbye. Nobody click that link, please. There we go. Okay. You like sewing simulation? Yeah, I kind of like doing it like this too. It's a little bit more fun, a little less mind. You don't have to really think and do math. So I can then just do it this way. I can make it this giant collar. I can make this stand out more if I wanted. Oh, that's kind of cute. I like how that's kind of laying. Because I know where it's hitting her now. So this makes it a lot easier to work, where you don't really have to really think about it and you just get to play around, which Tends to be a lot more fun for a lot of people. Because, I mean, math is fun and all, but if you don't have to do math... Let's see, I kind of like it. I'm trying to add to the back here too. Because I can also just have it be this point. Let's see. See, I don't like that. I like it going a little bit over. I could also have it meet in the center. But to do that, I'd need to account for her bust. So I'm going to have to make it a little bit larger than you think. So as you can see here, I can do it that way. Let's see. Control C, Control D for symmetrically linked. Which it would hopefully work for the rest of this, but sometimes it doesn't. Oh, because I didn't merge them together. That's fine. This is one thing that ends up being mildly annoying. Oops, Control Z. Where's that sleeve there? Delete. Control C, Control C, Control D. I keep hitting that key. Put this back. Free sew. Holding Shift. Control K. J. Down to that. Fine. Superimpose side. There we go. A little bit easier. Refreeze that and then put it here. And I'm going to do this. Come on. There's a little overlap here that's causing us a bit of a problem, so I'm going to fix that real fast. N. I did merge them, so I'm just going to overlap it like this. Yep. Control H. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Make an adjustment just so we can see how it looks. How am I doing retopology? I will not be doing retopology in the broadcast today. That does take a lot of time. And I'm only doing 2 hours. All right, where is this? I have a sewing thing going on. What's going on? 291. Oh, did I do it right the first time? Oh, I see. What's going on here? So you can see here the strain that's happening. So I now know that I need to add a bit more to this. There we go. That's actually kind of cute. I don't know. But this does change how this is draping, so I'm going to have to fix this. And it's because of the strain, and the circumference is going to be going a bit longer over the bust, so that's why we have to accommodate for that. And that's why it's going to look different in the 2D window than it does in the 3D window. Trying to keep layout. Let's see. I'm going to make this in the center. Well, it's okay to have a little extra. Let's see, since we're doing it that way. Nope, yeah, I still like this like this. You like the split in the middle? I'd make the top connected more and leave a V-shape cut in the middle. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I almost kind of want to do it this way. Because I'm trying to make it like, oh, why are you, oh, her arms are, it's because her arms are down. Why are you twisted? Oh, that's why we were having a sewing problem. Hold on a second. I was like, this should have been perfectly fit. But I was like, maybe I did something wrong. I'm like, no, I did just end up making a mistake with the sewing. Hold on, you. There it is. There we go. B, where are we doing? Having a little bit more overlap. Yeah, I like this. I almost want this to be a little higher. And then for the back, it'll be a little bit easier. What I'm doing here does affect how this is going to drape, so that's why I'm moving this over here. Control C, Control D, or actually Control C, Control. Put this back. You're now the color. Okay. Actually, what I am going to do is split down the center, and the same with this one. This one I'm going to cut because I'm going to make the collar symmetrically linked. Cut and sew. Symmetrically linked pattern. Merge. And then merge. Not using B, using Z, I can merge. I swear. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but whatever. Same thing, just different order. Come here, you. B. Merge. There we go. Rotate. No. Rotate x-axis. Okay. Simulate all that. Now it's only to do the one thing. Yes, yes, sewing machine. Sewing machine. Yes, yes, sewing. Custom angle turned. There you go. This then lets me do this. So cute. Oop. So we have a little cape kind of collar thing. A lot of circles today. If you actually had a plan, you could probably use a circle skirt and then do the math. But, you know, I sure didn't. All right, and lastly, let's see for the sleeves. So I could also add to this, if I wanted to add volume here and you wanted to have more ruffles, you can do this. Let me show you. I might not keep it, but I'm going to show you because you can use a slash and spread for that. Wherever we placed it. Slash and spread. So if I want more volume, specifically like right here, you can see, I'm going to use the slash and spread tool and go towards that point and then turn it. And it's going to add more volume to that one spot specifically. Actually, I kind of like that. It's not bad. And then, you know, clean it up a bit. Convert to curve point. That's actually kind of cute. I lost the V though. So we'll add that back. That little cutout. There we go. So it's got that cute little fluff there. Let's see what happens when I move her arms to the A pose. Because it will drape much more different, but most of the time she'd most likely keep her arms at her sides. But we're going to see what it looks like in the A pose. So I'm going back to pose. Pose only. Oop. Go back. Now we do this again. Pose only. Gotta make sure to simulate. Alright, we don't need the collar anymore. So that's what it would look like if her arms were out. And that's also what you what's important to consider when you're designing. If her arms are going to move, how's that going to look? So we're going to leave that for now because I'm going to finish this sleeve here. Deleting the sewing. I am going to be adding, I'm going to be doing it as a dart only because I want the shape. I'm adding a little cutout. Definitely not on top, so let's fix that. Better. And divide. Convert to curve point. There we go. And then let's see, it's not as long as we want, so we're going to make this to the wrist. And delete all curve points. Make sure to pull this back down a little bit. It's not going to be shown, so it doesn't matter. Simulate. Let's see how this looks. I'm going to add elastic. I might want to make this longer. Hello, welcome. We are just playing around today. I had to reset all the stream settings, but that's fine. I'll just give that a second. Let's put our arms back down, see how we like that. Pose only. Ah. Stop. No, would be sure great if it would stop simulating for some reason. Okay, you need to be layer 5, and you're going to be layer 10. I'm going to remove all the layer values. For streaming, we usually stream like every other Wednesday. Unless we have events, we generally announce it on Discord. But for streaming specific time, it's going to be noon, 12 o'clock, noon, PST. So we will be doing different formats of streams going forward, because not everyone wants to see me do this constantly every time. And but some people do. All right, I kind of like the sleeve like that. We're gonna see something. Maybe I wanted to slash it. Give that a second. How do I grab the material I'm simulating and drag it around? I'm using my left mouse click and I'm just grabbing it in the 3D window. I'm going to sew just once here. Maybe? No. Let's see. I think the hole's just too big. I'm gonna put her in that other pose again. I'm using the default presets, by the way, Polar Club. So I'm using the default presets so that that's what I'm doing. Everything here I'm using the default presets that use a 3-button mouse. It's the most accessible, it's the easiest for most people. Because most people are gonna have a 3-button mouse, so just keep that in mind. All right. Trying to think. We'll just do some little things, but let's put let's bring the skirt in the scene again, and then we'll do the designs, and then I might have to postpone this for next week maybe, or because next week I kind of want to do something else, but I can never get anything really done and fully finished in the 2 hours. That's quite complex. Okay, I'm taking all of my layers and turning them off because I'm gonna have a skirt that's gonna go right above this. File, add, garments. I'm gonna add that skirt right back. Making sure to select add. Okay. Oh, it's kind of cute. Look at that. All right. A lot of the times it's the case of trust the process. So I do not need this one anymore. All of this, zooming out, will become an upper layer. Layer 1. All of this should be layer 0. And it's frozen, because this is going to go above that. And then the one thing that we need to do is sew this back on. Again, I'm just going to use the M-to-N sewing. M-to-N free sewing. I like the free sewing just because it prevents user error. It's how I kind of remember the direction I'm working. Oops, enter, now that I've done that. From center front, we're wrapping around, and then enter to finish. And check it before we wreck it. All right, I think that'll work. We're gonna find out. Any plans for making shoes in the future. More shoes? Have you seen our two shoe live streams? By chance? Is there a way to retarget preset pose to custom avatar? Yeah, you're gonna have to make a custom pose for your avatars. Everything for custom avatars is going to be specific to those custom avatars that you're gonna have to do. Our built-in kind of free learning avatars, I mean, aren't really meant to be used, and the terms of service, you can't even really use them for like licensed projects. I mean, you can't even use the mesh. So these are great for setting things up like this and then stylizing that avatar to then go into the similar pose. But yeah, these are just kind of examples as references to learn. Okay. It's kind of cute. I'm gonna just put bonding on this and see if I like it a little bit more. Bonding is applying like interfacing in a collar, and it's gonna make it less stiff. I still want this to go forward. It's just gonna look weird. I think I'd have to sew this properly. Ooh, what is that? That is a sewing gap. Where is this? Okay. Don't wrap around the corner, please. Make sure that you've not accidentally done anything. Yeah, we've done 3 shoes, but just know that you can't really register the shoe file, unlike you can in Clo, just because you can't use our custom avatars for licensed projects and things like that. We might include it in the future now that we've added skeletons for imported avatars, but just keep that in mind. Okay, what did I break? What did I break? For animating Olympic characters, do I need to first frame in T-pose, or can I bring a jacket easy when he's in a walking pose? Well, I don't know what I did to my sewing line, so we're gonna find out here for a second. Oh, that's what I did. That's what I did. I didn't actually, there it is. Because I didn't actually pull it down, I moved the line instead of increasing the length of the line. I didn't notice that I had done that. There we go. You're going to have to make it in Marvelous Designer first, and then you can move him into the pose that's the first frame of that animation, and then save that. But you can't just bring a jacket easy. You're gonna have to have him go into the pose first, save that as the first frame of your animation, bring that in, and then do that. All right. I might let it go a little bit longer. We'll see. I want to add a little trim here just because we're not getting all the colors in, and I never get it fast. I never do this fast enough. See, I like the points though. Wait. Ooh, yes. I like that. That I like. Okay. I'm going to offset this as an internal line, make it 10 millimeters. All right, bed. So cute. We have any plans in the future for denim, for specifically denim? Because we do have a pant tutorial that includes jeans specifically in our older tutorials, but I mean, you're just really watching people how they manipulate the base pant. So it's easy. It's an easy little thing. There's just no text and like turn off the audio until we remove that. We do plan to replace the old jean tutorial eventually. You can, it just depends on the fit you're looking for, because a lot of our users tend to, whether we like it or not, overly tight fit their avatars. So if you're doing a super tight fit with your jeans and you don't care about how that's going to look, and you don't want it to actually like float away or have wrinkles like this specifically, I mean, you can just make it overly tight, like one of the base skirt dresses we have, and just give it a jean texture. Otherwise, if you want to do a denim skirt dress or something like that, you can follow the modular configurator tutorial. I'm going to trace this. Hold on. The modular configurator tutorial for making a base fitted dress, a block dress, sorry, out of the modular t-shirt. And that dress has darts that do properly fit the avatar, which is what you're looking for. And then once you have that fit down, then you can manipulate it to look however you want, if that makes sense. Okay, trace. Trace the pattern. Did it work? And merge. These empty points I can't use I can't cut them, so I have to go to, I have to select. I keep hitting caps instead of shift, and I swear, merge to average. Yeah, just check it. There's only one. It's in the intro series. What you're looking for is a basic fitted block, and then once you get the correct fit down, because if the potential issue you're having with denim is that you can't, oh, what am I missing here? I bet these aren't merged. Is that you can't just kind of cheat it if you want something to float away, because denim is very stiff. It's a canvas. It's a twill canvas. So you need to just kind of, you can also look at patterning tutorials too for just fitting a block for pattern making, and then you can use that. Because the issue would probably be not knowing much. The fact that it's not, what is that? Is that it's not sewing properly. It's not draping properly away because you can't, because Marvelous Designer is really forgiving, and that it lets you stretch it more than it should be. Sorry, I'm trying to do 3 things at once, and I hope that makes sense. So right now I'm actually putting on trim here. You can do it a different way, but I'm just doing it this way. Trench coats or collars? We do have some tutorials on collars in the beginner series for the introduction, I think. We do have a stream where I make her a trench coat. Where I make a trench coat and then I use modular configurator to put it on there. It'll be the neon like steampunk picture. It's like a pink raincoat. But I'm using the modular configurator raincoat. In the modular configurator, like the free patterns, we do have trench coats. So with this, it would look absolutely nuts what's happening here. So I'm going to right click, superimpose over. And now I have that superimposed over trim. Yeah, so the gaps, yeah. So with denim, you can't just drag it around and then hope it works and looks pretty. If it, in really simple terms. Something's happening with her waistband. Which is probably what you were trying to do. So just keep an eye on that. Okay. Just for fun, I want to have other colors, so we're going to do that. Because I'm tired of looking at this all be solid white. First of all, this is going to be a little transparent. Turn on that. Transparent. It'll be kind of cute. It's fine. I don't have the color on anything. Delete unused. Okay. These body fronts are all from the shirt here. So I'm actually going to do it this way first. I'm just going to drag everything and make it Control A, apply fabric 1. Drag and drop fabric 2. Delete unused. I'm just adding our base fabrics again. Do you have a library where you can just change the animation by drag and drop? You'd have to import it as an FBX, that animation. We have a tutorial for doing animation Black Swan that we recently posted, so I'd recommend taking a look at that. Alright, so I've got all my base fabrics here. They're all floppy, stretchier than the average, as you can see. But I want to add a color, so I'm going to add gold. Now, apply. You can see here that I'm having collision issues with this small piece. That is because it is 20 particle distance. So let's make that 5. And that's going to hopefully fix it. If you still have issues, pop it up, give it a layer value of higher than what's below it. And if you're impatient, like me, I'm going to superimpose under or over again, superimpose over. There's that. So cute. I'll make that metallic in a minute. I'll do it now. Do fabric, metalness, give. Yeah. Yeah, no worries, Black Swan. Yeah, we have the tutorial that Brandon made. I quite like it. So, but I'm a little biased. There is something going on with center front. We can see there's a little tuck there. Don't know what's causing that, but I don't like it. Oh, I think I know. I did not fix my my fold angle for this fold here. Custom angle, make that turned. There we go. Also, what you just saw, if you're having simulation issues, double check your fold angle. If it's supposed to be folded and it's not, it can cause those problems. Okay. trying to think if I want to do more colors. We'll make this the blue because I want it to be galaxy. I'll do textures later because we don't have much time and I'd like to at least get this pretty much done. This is really dark. More dark than I wanted it to be, but that's fine. We'll take a look at it in a minute. Let's turn off the bonding view. Where is that? Show garment. Forgotten where we placed that. Show bond. Okay, there we go. Golly gee, I didn't know my speaker sound was on. All right. There. Kind of galaxy, I could add pieces to it. I do like the purple, but I can always change it. We'll take a look. Ooh, don't do that. Elastic. Actually, I want to go. Something moved with this, and I don't know what, but I'm going to fix it. I don't know what I did, but I definitely moved my external lines, so I'm going to go lock pattern outlines. And I'm just going to put this back in place, because that can cause problems if I'm not careful. Unlock pattern outlines. See, this is fine. Okay, there. Yeah, I like the purple, but we can move to another color in a minute. I just want to see if I can get this more flared out. But I might not be able to. Elastic. Let's see. It might be mad at me, so we're going to find out. That's fine. Let that fly. I can see there's definitely some other problems with my waistband here, but that's okay. I'm going to freeze this just so we can move forward. I would like to make this more smooth, but it's because of how I designed this without it being an actual A-line shape that goes super flared out and accommodates for it to go down. I chose the circle skirt because it's a little bit easier for people to understand. I'm getting that look. But we can now see that the ratio, I can pull this a little bit higher. There we go, that's cute. What's going on back here? Excuse. That's fine. Let's apply the clear or the see-through to the sleeves just for it looking cute. Trying to decide. So I could do this blue, or I could do a dusty blue. I have a problem where I just really absolutely love gray, and so I just keep wanting to do gray, and I know you guys don't like it, but I just love a dark, like perfect. I love this. Like that. I love those. It's a problem. I acknowledge it. But I love it so much. Let's see. I'll make this 15 particle distance and simulate it so it'll go down. I don't know if I want to add the strengthening right now to the full edges, but I will add seam tape, and that might help. And I can make the seam tape 20 millimeters. As wide as you can. I'm kind of trying to cheat the concept in real life, which is a, what's it called? It's called horsehair braid. That just adds support just to the hem. See, Dusty Rose would be really pretty. I said I'd do midnight, like a midnight like galaxy, but we'll see. I might do something like else later. Keep hitting that Windows key. So I'm doing this. I am solidifying here. Do be careful with solidify. It can cause some problems if you're not careful. But with solidify, it'll hold its shape. So I don't actually have to worry about it being stiffened or strengthened or whatever. Whatever I was doing at the time. So I can keep a specific draped shape if I want. But it can cause collision issues if you're not careful. And especially if you forget that you've applied the value of... my goodness. If you've applied the value of the solidify. So just keep that in mind. See, I want to do this. You know? It's just, I have a problem, and that's fine. And we're just going to accept it. That I just want this in my life. It's just so pretty, okay? I'd like to put something here before we call it. Because I like this. It's cute. Maybe over? Under, at the very least, I'd like something in the center. Just because I know there's buttons, but I mean, I can make the buttons another color. Maybe that's what I'm wanting. But I like the white buttons. It's like it's a button-down shirt, but it's also not. It's a magical girl button-down shirt. Anyway. Let's just do tiny, tiny rectangle. Let's do add a point here and here. Where's this showing? It's on that. I want it here. Show it to me on this. Okay, yeah. I want like maybe a little swag something. See, a collar pin would be really cute. So that's what I was thinking. But I'm not doing any hard objects here, but I can kind of simulate where I would place the chain. Because I could also pretend that the collars are here, but it makes a little bit more sense to have it across the apex. So we'll just see. Please don't cause problems. Okay. Because, you know, the collar pin with like a chain would be really cute across, like this. But you know, I don't have metal right now, so I don't have any hardware at the moment. So we're kind of placing it where we think it's going to be. Both sides? Where is this? Where is this? Back. Oh, I'm not using thick textured surface. Here we go. There we go. You, come here. Right, that's what I would want to. I'm like, this is cute. This is a cute little Amy thing. No, I like what this was before. Maybe a little bit less. This is the Macon Does Whatever She Wants stream, so welcome, all 15 of you who've stayed. I'm gonna do rendering thickness, making sure this is curved. 2 millimeters. I'm actually gonna make this thin. I'm literally just cheating a chain because I just don't have one right now. And I'm not about to do this one. We're just so close. So I'm increasing the rendering thickness of this to tell myself and pretend that it is a thick chain. See, this is where we tend to get lost in the details and you're having to do a lot of refining. And oftentimes it can get kind of boring for people. So, right, little droopy hair bow. Let's see. I am past the average time. But let's do... Wait, hold on. Hear me out. Hear me out. So you can use the tack tool for this, but just because I am really lazy and I don't want to. Where is this? Where is this? Middle? Close enough. Superimpose side. This could go wrong or this could go right, and that went wrong. We're pretending it's chain, right? So this might be kind of cute. I did want something going across the body. This is also why you turn your layers off. I forgot to do that. Layer 0. Make this layer 1 so it pops out. Again, we're pretending this is chain. Why? Because I want to. It's like, yes, we could have the collar pins, but like, you know, let's throw this on. See that one? I might be twisting this fabric too, so. And this is what's going to cause the simulation to go slower is I need to make all of this, all these tiny little things, 5 particle distance, if not less. Oh, Jean from Genshin Impact. I should look at that. I haven't actually seen much of Genshin Impact. They're crossed in the back, but that's fine. And this is also how it looks when her arms are out, so it would look different with her arms at her sides. And imagine though if this was actually like a chain, that'd be kind of cute. We're just gonna let it kind of settle, but I'd like to find some galaxy print and then throw it on the skirt, and that's why I'm keeping it as the dusty color. But while that's settling, I will share those resources one last time in the chat for everybody. Again, a link to our Discord channel and our website. While that's settling, and then we can hopefully see it a little bit better at the end. A link to our YouTube channel, because we will just let this expire at the end of the whenever Twitch decides to get rid of it. And where did I throw that? And a link to our tutorials that I've referenced to a bunch of you. And then the support kind of website location. It's so cute. See, that's kind of cute. I don't know if I like how it's turning out perfectly, but because I might want to just do it this way. Stop simulating. Okay. You do you. Figure yourself out. Make it super metallic. And I should make this brighter. There. Ignore the tubes, but you can, which a lot of people tend to do. They'll use the Marvelous Designer pattern pieces to then specifically outside of Marvelous Designer drape a chain that they've made for like their jewelry. Or I've also seen people use Marvelous Designer to kind of sort out where they want hair to go and how it would lay or animate because of the physics we use. And that's another way to use it, because I can just use this to figure out exactly how I want this chain to lay. And then, you know, remove it. But it makes it easier to figure out how it would lay naturally. See, I like that in the back. Okay. Last but not least, we'll just make all of this 5 particle distance. I can do accessories and bows maybe next time, because I do need more for this next one that I want to do for Hana. Because we do want to do more accessories, so we might do accessories, maybe some hats. I might make the stream next week because we will not be able to have the stream on the correct week after. Is it possible to make ribbon in Marvelous Designer? I mean, you technically watched me make ribbon. I don't know if you can specify a little bit more what you mean about ribbon. I can answer your question a little bit better. You can see it's also slowed down a lot. Everything here in the scene is 5 particle distance. So I'm not touching it. But that's why, this is also why you want to work with as high particle distance as you can, and at as small as pieces as you can, and then bring it down to 5 particle distance once you're done. Or you know, 10. Most people work in 10. A big witch hat. Yeah, actually, if you watch Nami, if you watch our Halloween stream, I literally make her a witch outfit. But my hard drive crashed, and I'm unable to recover that project. And I made a cute little witch hat, witch outfit. We had a little bit of a race with the team in making different Halloween costumes, and I made a little witch for Hannah. It was really cute. So she got a little hat. Has 6 viewers. I mean, I do have a bunch more on the on Twitch as well. Right now we only have 15. I didn't let anyone know until like the day before, where I usually announce the week before. So plus this is a generic, pretty easy one that a lot of people don't really want to see. But that's how it goes. It's not the most informative. Oh, sorry. There's a 30-second lag. But I'm going to go ahead and stop simulating for her because she would look super cute with a hat. Maybe we'll do that next time, and we'll just kind of do a bunch of accessories for her. And I'll finish this up for probably next week. But I'm going to go ahead and say my goodbyes to you all. Thank you for joining us today. I did just share again in the chat the links and the resources that I always give at the beginning of all these streams. I will announce with more lead time the next stream. I promise. We just had, the catastrophic failure of the solid state drive dying. So thank you all so much for joining us. Hopefully you'll get to see this rendered. It might take a little bit longer because we are working towards another event soon. So thank you for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you on the next stream. And at the very least, for those of you, I'll probably see you in the Discord. So have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening. And I'm going to go ahead and call it for the night. Well, day. I've got a meeting in like a half hour.